Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Opayemi Goddess, and if you're new to this channel, thank you so much for stopping by. On this channel, I talk about love, relationships, dating, marriage, lifestyle, and of course life in the UK. If you love any of all the things I've mentioned, please do well to subscribe. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always returning to my channel. I love you guys and I celebrate you as always. So today guys, I'll be talking about how to boost your credit score here in the UK. So guys, before I go ahead, I would just like to mention that I'm not a finance expert, I'm not an accountant, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't do anything related to credit cards, but really I'll be sharing my experience in the UK. I work as a nurse primarily, so whatever I'll be sharing here is just based on my own experience, and I would just like to help one or two people who are wondering how they can actually boost their credit score. I will share my own personal experience, how I was able to boost my credit score in just 6 months after arriving in the UK. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, you can't boost your credit score if you don't have a credit card. So, yeah, you need a credit card to build your credit history, your credit rating, in order to now boost your credit score. So, why do you need a credit score here in the UK? Seriously, if you want to live a comfortable life in the UK, you need a credit score, you need a credit card. So let me just put this in simple terms. Like if you want to get mortgage, if you want to get basically anything on financing where you have to pay back monthly, especially when it comes to big things like say mortgage or even a car, a lot of times your lender would like to check your credit score. And this is just like a way of ascertaining that truly you're a credit worthy person. So just like a lender doesn't know we had from Adam, they don't even know your lifestyle. How would they know that you would return whatever you borrowed from them? So the only way they can actually ascertain your credibility is to check your credit score, your credit rating, or your credit history. So basically, what they do is just to do a credit check on you to know if you're like a worthy person when it comes to you taking a loan or even getting mortgage and the likes. So that's why you actually need a good credit score or a good credit rating. Okay, so now to my own personal experience. I applied for a credit card, I think 6 or 7 months after I arrived here in the UK, and I needed to do that because of the same reason. Of course, I could afford whatever I wanted to buy based on my normal debit card or my earnings, but I needed to get a credit card so that I could start building my credit score. So why you need a credit card is because it's more like you're borrowing. So whenever you use your card, the money is not from your purse, really. It's like someone has just borrowed you money to use to buy something, and then you're paying back the person. So the more you're able to pay back the person in good time, and you're able to do that consistently, that's when you start building your credit score. So for me, initially, when I got my credit card, I think the credit limit I was given was probably £50, and that's because I was new in the UK. Nobody knew me. I had no credit history and nothing. But later, I just had the idea of sending my payslip to my card provider. So I need to also say that we have several credit card providers. I went with Barclays because it was pretty much just easier for me. My primary bank was also with Barclays at that time, and I just felt it was very, very, very easy for me. But we have several credit card providers in the UK, so you can actually go for anyone, but you have to also do your research and findings about them. But I use Barclays credit card, so I just thought of sending my pay slips and all. They actually requested for more documents in order to increase my credit limit. So when I sent my pay slips and some other documents they requested for, my credit limit was actually like increased from 50 that I was given initially to 800. I mean, it was like it was so like shocking and surprising how I went from 50 credit limit to 100. Apparently, it was because they didn't have an idea of what my earnings, were at that time and all that. So I got a credit limit of 800. Now, the first way to ensure that you're able to boost your credit score is not to go past your limit. So my limit on my card to date, I could have probably increased my limit by just applying to the bank, but I'm actually not interested in increasing my credit limit at the moment. I feel like 800 is enough money for me at the moment. So don't go beyond your credit limit. As a matter of fact, some people even say that do just like 50% of a credit limit. Some would even tell you to do maybe just 25% of a credit limit. So my credit limit is 800, but guys, I don't spend more than £200 on my credit card in a month. I don't like, and it's intentional, so you have to be deliberate about it. I could say, oh, my credit limit is 800, so I could actually use the whole 800, but don't forget, this is not your money. It's more like you're borrowing money from someone to make a purchase or whatever you want to do with it. So it's really not your money. So the first step is to get a good credit limit. So you don't want to get too much credit limit, and you also don't want to get too little. I mean, imagine if I had stayed put to the £50 credit limit. What would I do with £50? How am I supposed to build my credibility with £50? That was actually too small. But 800 is just like a very good figure for me. So I don't go beyond, this is my personal experience. So for you, it might be different. So for me, I don't go beyond £200 in a month. And whenever you're making use of a credit card, make sure that you buy you for me, this is my principle. I only use my credit card to buy my needs and not my wants, because it's much more difficult for you to buy just your wants on your normal debit card, because this is your money. So it will be very difficult for you to just buy your wants on your debit card, but it's very easy to buy your wants on your credit card. So I've come to realize that. So I only use my credit card to buy my needs. So groceries, these are basic things. Things that has to do with like feeding, shelter. Those are basic things. Like they are like my needs, not my wants. So I only use my credit card for that. But my debit card, when I want to make like frivolous spendings, whenever I want to like misbehave, I would rather use my debit card and not my credit card. So I feel like that puts me in check. I don't overuse my credit card. Also, whenever you're using your credit card, make sure you're buying things that you can actually afford ordinarily. So obviously I can afford £200 ordinarily. So but I need to use my credit card because I'm trying to build my credit score. Do you get how this works? So I can ordinarily afford £200. So that's why I don't go beyond that. So whatever you're spending on your credit card, make sure it's something that ordinarily you can even afford that and even much more. So that's why I had to peg my own spendings on my credit card to £200, because I can easily afford that. Another thing you can also do to boost your credit score is to make sure you don't miss any repayment. So as a matter of fact, for me, I had to set up a direct debit. So what I did was I set up a direct debit such that my credit card provider can actually deduct my credit, whatever balance I have on my credit card, directly from my debit card. So I know that I'll always have £200 in my debit card, really, which is like my main bank account. So I just did a direct debit so that I don't miss on any repayments, because if you keep missing any repayments, you would start to hurt your credit score badly. So the essence of not missing your repayments or making late repayments is just to ensure that you don't accrue interest on your credit card. So the more you keep missing out your repayments or you make late repayments, you're actually like hurting your credit card badly, or your credit score badly. So try as much as possible to make your payment right on time. For me, the easiest way to do that was to set up a direct debit, so I don't even have to bother about when the money will be deducted, how it will be deducted. I just go to sleep and the money would automatically be deducted from my main account. So that is very, very okay for me. So guys, another way you can actually increase your credit score in the UK is to register on the electoral roll with the correct address. So it's much more than registering on the electoral roll, but registering with the correct address. So wherever you live here in the UK, just make sure that you're properly registered on the electoral roll. And registering there would also help lenders to be able to access you whenever they're doing a credit check. So that actually like increases your credit score. It was the same for me. I registered on the electoral roll, and when my name was eventually published or registered on the electoral roll, my credit score actually increased dramatically. So that would also help you. Okay, another way to boost your credit score in the UK is to dissociate yourself from any bad financial link. So what I mean by this is, for instance, if you have a joint account with your partner or with anybody, whoever you have a joint account with, has to be someone that has the same passion, the same idea as you have. So don't be linked financially to someone who has a very bad, not even very bad, someone who has a bad credit rating, credit history, credit score. You shouldn't be linked with that person. So for instance, if you have a joint account with your partner and your partner is not as disciplined as you are, maybe the person doesn't even make their repayment on time, or the person is just outrightly like not so disciplined when it comes to money, and the person has like a very bad credit rating, it would impact your own score negatively. So you want to cut all ties with any bad financial links. As a matter of fact, if you feel like your partner isn't financially disciplined, just avoid, having any joint account with the person. So that would also help you to boost your credit score. Another way to boost your credit score is to pay your bills on time. So if you can actually afford a particular bill, why do you want to delay the bill? Just pay the bills. The more you pay your bills early, especially on time, if you pay your bills on time, the more it helps you to boost your credit score. I feel like if you understand the reason behind credit rating and credit scoring, you would understand why it is essential to pay all your bills on time, make your repayments, early and on time. So that's actually very essential. Make sure you pay all your bills right on time and don't postpone any payments. Don't try to avoid any payments. It would impact your credit score negatively. Okay, so another way to actually increase your credit score in the UK is to pay off your debt. So if you have several debts, you purchased a particular thing, you're yet to pay, you bought a car, you're yet to pay, you're still owing, and it's not like you're paying on financing, say like every month a particular amount is deducted from from your account, but actually you're just being naughty, you're not paying off your debt, you're owing a lot of people. It's very, very beneficial for you to pay off your debt. You can actually make a plan, like in the next 6 months I want to pay off all my debt, I want to pay back all my loans. That would actually be of great benefit to you, especially when it comes to your credit score, your credit rating, and it will help you improve your credit score. So if you're able to pay off your debt, please do. And even if you're not able to do that at once, you can actually pace yourself and set a target. Say in the next 6 months I want to pay off all my debt, in the next 3 months I want to pay off all my debt. All you have to do is probably to save and be more disciplined when it comes to your spending. So that would help you to boost your credit score. So another way you can actually increase your credit score, boost your credit score here in the UK, is by being consistent. And what I mean by this is, it's not like you hop from one house to another. So you live in a particular address this month, the following month you're jumping to another apartment, which means that you would automatically have to change your address again, and then the next month you're changing your employer. So if you're like very consistent, like even if you want to move to another apartment or you want to change your employer, make sure that you do that in a reasonable period of time. Stay in a particular address for a reasonable period of time. Stay in a particular employment or with a particular employer for a reasonable period of time. So that would actually help you to boost your credit score. So it's not like they're doing a credit check on you and last month you were in Manchester, 3 weeks afterwards you were in Liverpool, a month after that you were in Leeds, and you've just been all over the UK. So make sure that you're a bit consistent when it comes to where you live, your address. At least stay in that particular address for a reasonable period of time. And even when it comes to your employer, don't keep changing your employer like every month or every other week. So just make sure that you're like a bit consistent. And also with your bank accounts, you don't want to keep jumping from one bank to another bank and another bank. Just stay with a particular bank for a reasonable period of time. I remember when I was applying for a credit card, I had just moved from one apartment to another apartment. And just because of that reason, I wasn't able to get my credit card at that point until I had lived in this new address for I think another 2 or 3 months. That was when I was able to get my credit card. So little things like address, something as little as where you live, where you work, your income, your employer, for how long you stay with a particular employer, or if you keep moving from one apartment to another, it can actually impact your credit score. Little things like this can actually impact your credit rating and your credit score. So all the things I've mentioned are actually based on my own experience. How all these things have actually affected my credit score and people around me, really. So please don't forget to still do your own findings, do your own research, and that will be all for now. If you've enjoyed watching this video, please do what to subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always returning. Please share my videos with your loved ones. All my videos, yeah. Share my videos with your loved ones. Give this video a thumbs up, and please click on the notification bell so you'd always be notified when I put up videos on my channel. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.